Aiden shared a look with Bradford and Kendrick as they sneered.
Me?
He repeated.
You want me, Aiden Saltwater, to teach you math? Are you out of your mind?
He looked at Bradford and Kendrick again, surprised.
Couldn't you find any smart girl in our class to teach you?
He really couldn't believe it. I looked scared and humble, but deep down I was cackling like an evil wizard. You are the brightest and best student in math class that I know of. You also have a special way of explaining things to people, and no one can do it like you, I said in a very calm, sweet way. He blushed for a second, then quickly changed his facial expression to one of disgust once he noticed that his friends were looking at him.
Well,
He was scratching his head. My sweet talk was working.
let's see if we can start on...
He was about to agree when Bradford interrupted him.
Aiden will not be teaching you anything. Get out of here, will you?
He said in his British tongue, the accent that he used to deceive all the girls on campus. Jerk. As they tried to drive off, I stepped in front of Aiden's car. Aiden looked perplexed. I've already had this discussion with Mr. Orson, our math teacher. If I don't score A's on all my math papers this semester, you'll fail all of yours, you selfish human. And with that, I started walking off. I could already smell defeat, even though I was backing them.
Wait!
Aiden said. Bradford was shooting me a very intimidating look. I almost peed my pants, but then Aiden continued.
Meet me at home tomorrow by 7 p.m. Don't be late.
And then they sped off. Bradford made sure to splash a little bit of dirty water from a puddle on me as he drove off. Jerk. My plan was in motion. I was attractive, so I knew that it wouldn't take too long to get Aiden to become totally smitten with me. Then Bradford, the jerk. And finally, Kendrick. Those dudes didn't even know what was coming. You mess with my best friend, you mess with me. Hello, my name is Wicker. Till this day, I haven't figured out why my parents gave me that name. But if you believe that you're gonna give your children reasonable names, then quickly hit the like and subscribe button so we can go on with the story. I'm about to tell you just how I made the 3 hottest guys in my university fight over me. And maybe you'll be able to learn a thing or two from me, but only if you hit those buttons. Last week, Jordan ran into my room looking like an absolute mess. This meant something was really wrong because Jordan always looked charming and put together no matter what. Jay, what's wrong? I asked, scared.
You were right. It was just a game. They were just playing with me, Wicker. Why didn't I listen to you?
She cried badly. I knew what she was talking about immediately. The 3 hottest guys in our university had been asking Jordan out at the same time. I knew that this wasn't a normal thing for a group of friends to do at once, unless it was a bet. I told Jordan this, but she refused to believe me.
Why are you being jealous, Wicker? Why can't you support me for once in your life?
She screamed. What? What do you mean? I always support you. I'm just trying to tell you to look at this from a different point of view. Do you think it's normal for these 3 guys with a reputation to ask you out at the same time? She shook her head and told me that instead of bringing negative stuff up all the time, I should try to look at things from the positive side. She was a hotcake. The 3 guys that all the girls on campus wanted her. I tried my best to stop her from getting hurt. I even sabotaged her dates a few times, but she cut me off once she found out. I didn't know what was happening in her life anymore, so I couldn't intervene. These 3 jerks convinced her to miss her exams and go partying with them instead. They got her to send them pictures which they printed and stuck on all the lockers in school. They also did a few more terrible things to her. Things that I don't even think are appropriate to say out loud. I got so angry that I promised Jordan that I would deal with them.
What are you going to do?
She asked, her face swollen as a result of consistent crying. Never mind that, Jay, just relax, I said as I wiped her face and patted her head. I was in front of Aiden's house by 6:50 p.m. I rang the doorbell and he opened it. He was taken aback immediately.
It's not yet 7 p.m., you dummy!
He screamed as he slammed the door in my face, almost hitting my nose. Wow, what a dumbass. I was going to deal with this one specially, I thought as I stood there quite shaken. Aiden's mother apologized on his behalf and let me in. By 7 p.m., Aiden started teaching me math. I don't think I can count the number of times he called me dummy, even if I count with both my hands and feet. I kept making O's and ahs, even though I already understood everything he was teaching. Maybe even more than him. I just wanted him to feel special, and he did. It took 3 days of oohing and ahhing on my side to get him to start smiling. You're really special, you know, I told him one day. He blushed.
You really think so?
Of course. I see why girls are all over you in school now. I wish I was one of them. Maybe you'd pay me a little bit more attention. I put my hand over his, and he didn't hit it off. He let it stay. He looked straight into my eyes and was about to say something when his mother burst into the room. We quickly detangled our hands from each other, but I think she saw it. The next day, our chemistry teacher asked the class a question, and no one could answer it until Bradford did. Our teacher praised him and told him to sit down. After class, I met Bradford at his desk.
What do you want, weirdo?
He asked. I stared at him a little bit before saying, I don't know why everyone thinks Aiden is the smartest one amongst you three. I mean, you obviously are. I wish you were my tutor instead of Aiden, I said as I walked away. He called back to me.
Well, weirdo, if you want, I could help you out a little bit tonight, but only if you want it, though. Not like I want to teach you or anything.
Of course, I'll come. I smiled and tried to walk away when Aiden blocked me.
Hey, Wicker, you're coming over tonight, right?
Nope, I said, leaving him confused. Bradford didn't say anything either and just left him there. Hanging out with Bradford was fun. He was actually quite smart, much smarter than Aiden. He also taught me how to play basketball and football. We shortly became friends, but for some reason, I missed Aiden. I told Jordan how I felt, and she surprised me with her reply.
Oh no, you can't like Aiden. That wasn't part of your plan. Aiden is mine, and only mine. You're supposed to bring him crawling to me.
I never told her about my feelings for Aiden again. I noticed that I had spent too much time with Bradford, and it was time to move on to my new prey, Kendrick. This was going to be fun. Becoming friends with Kendrick was more difficult than the others. He was only interested in partying and drinking, and after following him around for weeks without him paying any attention to me, I decided to challenge him to a drinking match. As you would expect, I passed out after just a few shots, so he had to take me home and call my parents to tell them that I was safe. I woke up the next day to hear some voices in the strange bedroom that I was sleeping in.
What the hell is Wicker doing on your bed, Kendrick? What have you done? Did you hurt him? And why are you so concerned, Aiden? What's your business with Wicker, huh? You're not his tutor anymore, so his business is no longer your business. Kendrick, if you hurt that boy in any way, I swear to God, I'll make sure your face meets my fist right away.
I could recognize Bradford's sweet British voice wherever I went.
You know what's funny? You guys asking me stupid questions about a guy who doesn't care about you. Guess whose bed he's in? Mine.
Bradford and Aiden pounced on Kendrick immediately he said this, and they all started fighting. I fell into an unconscious dark hole once again, but with a smile on my face this time, because I knew that my work was done. Next thing will be to disappear from their lives forever and treat them like bullshit whenever they try to talk to me, before the main embarrassment. I kept going in and out of consciousness, and the next time I woke up, I saw Aiden rubbing my cheek saying,
You'll be fine. I'm here. Nothing will happen to you.
I tried my best to avoid these three guys after that incident, but Aiden always found me. One day, he took me out to dinner and confessed his feelings for me. I broke down and told him the truth. I never loved or needed any of them. It was all just a plan for revenge because of what they did to Jordan. He stormed out and didn't contact me for 2 days, after which he called me and told me that he'd forgiven me for what I did, and that I should please forgive him for what they did to Jordan too. I told him I had already and fell deeper in love with him. He also apologized to Jordan. Then we started dating in secret because Jordan was still in love with him. I pondered over inviting him over to meet my parents, but we were so scared about how my parents would react seeing us two guys together. I finally made the decision and told him to come over one night for dinner, and this is when all hell broke loose, but not in the way you'd expect. Everyone accepted us and didn't behave like there was anything wrong with dating a boy. But then my mom kept acting strange. She was so nervous and said that she felt like she knew Aiden from somewhere. About an hour into our dinner, she started crying and said,
Oh my God, I remember now. It's you, Aiden. It's you. The birthmark, your eyes, your lips, and even the way you talk.
She almost fainted, but my dad caught her immediately. After she had taken some water and felt much better, she confessed that she had a child before getting married to my father. She had to give said child up for adoption because she wasn't mentally or financially able to take care of a child at that point in her life. My boyfriend Aiden was that child. She was certain. A DNA test was run the very next day, and it was confirmed. Aiden was really my elder brother. The terrible realization that we could no longer be together dawned on us, and as much as it hurt, we had to start avoiding each other. One day, while walking to class, I noticed Aiden and Jordan kissing. My heart almost stopped in my chest, but I just pretended that everything was all right. Jordan saw me grinning and continued kissing Aiden. She hated me now because she found out that I was dating Aiden in secret after she told me not to. She was happy that things turned out the way they did. After class, I was trying to just run home and cry a little bit when Bradford stopped me in my car.
Hey, need a ride?
Sure, why not? There was this awkward silence in the car for a long time before Bradford finally said,
I'm sorry about everything. About what we did to Jordan and how things turned out between you and Aiden. I'm really sorry. Please forgive me.
Me and Jordan have forgiven what you did to her. Now, about what happened between me and Aiden, it's nobody's fault.
Still, I'm sorry.
He said. I loved his British accent.
Would you like to go for dinner later today?
Bradford asked while scratching his head. I loved the fact that he wasn't cocky and overconfident with me. Instead, he was scared and insecure. Sure, I replied as he dropped me off. By 7 p.m., Bradford picked me up and took me to a fancy restaurant. He ushered me to a large table, and guess who I saw there? Aiden, Jordan, and Kendrick. What the hell is this, Brad?
Just sit down.
He signaled to the chair.
I see you're having fun with Bradford now.
Aiden sneered.
I thought he was a bully, wasn't he? How did you say it?
Take it easy, brother. Or someone would think you were jealous, I said, looking straight at Jordan.
I guess it's Bradford's turn to experience hurt and betrayal,
Jordan replied.
Bradford, if hurt and betrayal are too much for you to handle, I'll be happy to take Wicker off your hands.
Jordan rolled her eyes. Somehow, Bradford was able to talk sense into all of us. I apologized to Jordan and she apologized to me. Aiden, Bradford, and Kendrick apologized to Jordan again, and Aiden apologized to me for not telling me that he and Jordan had started dating. What happened was out of our control, and we were brothers now, so we had to act like it. We all became best friends, and Bradford and I later got married. Bradford treated me better than any other person would have. Last I heard, Kendrick got married to a beautiful girl and they traveled abroad. Sometimes we try to control life, but life always has its own plans for us. Like and subscribe if you enjoyed my story. Turn on post notifications so you don't miss another mind-blowing story from our channel. And make sure you click on another video from our channel and start watching once you're done with this one. Bye. Bye.